My lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Made for Love, and today we are asking about their thoughts of you at this time. So let us get into this, and we will start as we usually do. Let's get some significators that will serve as the foundation for the reading. Now, guys, I did something a little silly at the beginning of this week. I sent out a message saying that the October calendar was open for bookings, and then I had a 40s fog moment and I didn't actually open the calendar. And I only realized that today. So yeah, so I did actually open the calendar today. So if we were thinking of booking a reading or service, it's finally open. And of course, we still have spots for the Meet Your Guides course. For those of you who are in the beginning stages of your spiritual development journey, this is about meeting your guides, becoming familiar with them, and how we cultivate that relationship, as well as like basic psychic protection. All right. So anyways, we have here fairies of the future. So what's happening right now? Well, your person's forward thinking, right? They're trying to figure out like what direction I won't say what direction, what they want their life to look like 10, 15 years from now, right? They're trying to figure out what's that's going to be, who's going to be there, what they're going to be doing, and the things that they have to invest in now so that this life can actually manifest, actualize, or at least they can signal to the universe that this is the direction that they want to head in, and see what kind of co-creation results. All right, let's look at the energy generally. This is the Fairies Oracle, Brian Froud. We have the himself. Okay, so your person has been doing like a lot of healing, and look right in there in the heart space, third eye and crown. So all these upper chakras are activated, except which one? The throat chakra. So they're thinking, feeling into everything. They're receiving the downloads, but they're not telling fuck all. They're not telling anybody anything. This is them relying on their own guidance, their own counsel, right? We have a card number 17, which is about healing, especially it's about learning karmic lessons when it's upright. And it's also about destiny, right? The star card is about destiny. So this is what they're thinking about. We saw that fairies of the future card below. They're thinking about the future, who's going to be there, what's it going to look like, but they're not telling anybody shit. Okay, they're not confiding in anyone. And what that tells me is that, well, your person could have trust issues, yeah. But it could be that there may not be anyone in their life that they entrust this information with. Either these people might go and like spread the word and jinx it, or there are people who are dream killers. Like before you even start, they've already told you how you will fail. So there could be dream killers in their midst, and that's not the kind of shit that they want to hear right now. They don't want to know what they can't do. They want to know how they can do it, right? So they're not telling anybody anything. All right, their energy towards you is devotion. So whether you are one of those persons that they're not telling shit to or they're not talking to you or whatever it is, know that their heart, because it looks like there's some kind of separation here, know that their heart is still loyal to you, right? They are just very self-focused, and that's a continuous message that we have received since, I would say, maybe August of this year. So I think one of the messages that's coming through right now is never doubt their devotion to you, right? There's definitely that there, but there are other things, and certainly it looks like we have 3 stars here other people to think about. We also have the sun, could even be children, in the midst there. So they're devoted to you, but there are other imperatives that need their attention. The energy towards you guys: balance, want to give and receive. And this is how they see you. They see you as their divine teacher, but they also recognize that it's been a symbiotic relationship. They have learned from you, but you have also learned from them. And they see you guys as equal partners. And maybe they come from an ancestry where they've learned to look at the opposite sex or the opposite gender as less than. But through their interactions with you and whatever interrelationship development that they have extrapolated from that interaction, they see you as their equal. And people who are this person's equal, or who they consider as equals, they have that person's respect. So know that you have their respect, know that you have their love, you know that this is one person where you are one person where they will give freely of themselves, of their resources to, and they don't think about being exploited, and they don't ask for what you bring to the table or what you're giving to me, because they know in their heart they've received so much. Okay, so they see that your partnership has always been equitable, always been in balance, or if there's been any unfairness, it's been on their end. So now they don't have any issue with giving back to you, because it looks like they're taking full account of the investment that you've put into this relationship prior. They may also see you as someone that's pretty objective, someone that's pretty stable. And again, they respect you, and they respect your counsel. All right. Let's clarify these, but I think those are the messages. This is the Haunted House Tarot. A gift from a lovely subby, Bettina. Okay, what do we have here? We have the Two of Wands in reverse. So it feels like they're fairly clear as to what action they're going to take. It's more in the energies of the how. And who can they trust with this information? And so far, they're not trusting anybody. Maybe they don't want to jinx it as well. All right, so what do we have here? We have Temperance. So they're mirroring you, because they too are in the energy of temperance, like seeing life through objective eyes, seeing themselves through objective eyes. And what that has done, it's removed any sort of deceit, deception, duplicity, any kind of confusion that they may have had in their life. Maybe this person, they couldn't see things clearly before, but with the discernment that's coming through there, it feels like the path ahead is as clear as day, but they don't trust anybody to confide in just yet. Their energy towards you, you are their equal. They see as they see you as their teacher. We have here the King of Swords in reverse, but it feels like this is something that they're not telling you. And then we have the Sun card in reverse. For some of you guys are in no communication right now, and they're not happy about that, because the times when they've felt lifted, the times when they've felt joy, has been when you guys are freely giving of each other's energy. So they miss that. They miss that. Now, what are they thinking about regarding you at this time? When their thoughts roll on you, what are they seeing? We have the Emperor. Okay, so they're here in this kind of hunter's energy. So this is somebody who is, I don't want to say out to hunt you, but it's someone who is determined to pursue you. Let's put it like that. But this may be how they might be viewing you at this time. Maybe they're seeing you in Emperor energy. Maybe you have your shit together. Maybe you've conquered your goals. For some of you, you've traveled quite extensively, and you're quite knowledgeable. They also admire that as well. But what I'm getting off of that card is them committing to pursue you because they think that you're a trophy. I don't know if that is a good or bad thing. In their eyes, it's a good thing. I'm not sure about it. We have the Hermit in reverse. So this is them kind of coming out of isolation now that they have gotten the information that they need to get, and then now moving into the action phase of their plan. We have here the Moon in reverse. So I think this is them, thinking about being as open and honest with you as possible, and whatever secrets they may have had, because it looks like there are things that they're keeping inside. It's not just keeping their own counsel. It looks like there's secrets that they might want to tell you as well. But even more than that, we have the King of Cups. One of the secrets that they want to tell you is how much they love and care for you. So when they think about you, they think about pursuing you. They think about being coupled up, glued up with you with this Hermit in reverse. They think about, coming out of isolation or coming out of this hyper independence that they may have, and actually being in a loving, open, and transparent, that's the most important thing, transparent relationship with you. I feel like we have Scorpio coming through here. Scorpio can be really secretive, and the way they can handle information sometimes is on a needs to know basis. And they are determined what you need to know, right? So maybe in the past, this is how this person conducted their relationships, right? If I tell you I might have to kill you or whatever it is, right? All right, real Secret Service kind of shit. Maybe some of them are in the Secret Service, right? Real Secret Service kind of story. So, shifting gears and having a relationship that's based on openness, especially openness about feelings and openness about the things that they may feel resentful about, or the things that irk them, or whatever it is. Maybe that's a big shift for a person, but it's something that they want to attempt with you. And I think it's something that scares them, but also excites them, like walking on a tightrope, right? So they're intrigued by the possibility of having a relationship like that with you. What emotions are driving these feelings? What emotions are driving these feelings? Let me see. Let me use this message from the mermaids. 1 second, something's gonna fall. Okay, right. Message from the mermaids. Let's see what emotions. It's not a deck that I usually use for emotions, but the guide said to use it today, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we have contentment. When they think about you, they think about your energy. They feel like, this is something that I could live with, do for the rest of my life. I can actually be content. I can actually feel safe. So your love is like a lighthouse to them. I think there's a sound like that, right? Yeah, your love is like a lighthouse to this person. And it's one where they feel held, they feel supported, and secure. Okay, all right. What emotions are driving these thoughts? They want to be with you. They want to tell you how they feel. There's this energy, they want to be booed up, they don't want this to end. What emotions are driving these thoughts? We have here waiting. And I don't think this is them waiting. I think this is you waiting. And I think they perceive that you've been waiting a long time for them to look your way. And they see this waiting as being steadfast. They see this waiting as being loyal. And they see this waiting as you have improved yourself to them, which you shouldn't have to, right? You have improved yourself to them. What else? We have relaxation. So there's a calmness about your energy that they feel immediately when they tap into your energy field, when they're next to you, when they're talking to you. It's like an instant co-regulation. And this is something that is, again, very grounding for a person. What emotions? We have innocence. And what I'm getting from this is, this is how they see you. And this innocence comes like a breath of fresh air, especially in the world that we currently live in. To meet someone who still has a fresh perspective, who still has hope, who still has this, a positive outlook on the future in spite of all the madness that might be going on, shines brightly in a world that seems to want to descend into negativity and darkness. So that your love is a lighthouse. You're not just a lighthouse for a person, but you're a lighthouse for anybody and everybody that you come into contact with. So if you're walking on your street and you find like random people are smiling at you, it's your energy that they're feeling, right? And your person is not immune to that. What emotions are driving these thoughts, feelings, right? So they're deep in their feels right now. They love you. They really do. And it feels almost like grief because, that whole saying, grief is love that has nowhere to go. They've not been able to channel this energy. They've not been able to ground these feelings in a way that is substantial. And this trapped energy, this is what feels like grief for them. They've not been able to speak it. We saw them there. No energy in their throat chakra. They've not been able to say how they feel. And I think this is kind of getting to your person because it's very much like a pressure cooker effect. Right? Remember, the steam has nowhere to go, so it's just there. Pressuring until if you don't release that little valve slowly, carefully, it can literally explode. And that's how they feel. They feel like, if they don't say something soon about how they feel about you, that they are going to explode. And not in a nice way. And it might impact a lot of the people that might be in their life on a daily basis. So they feel like they need to get this outlet, and they feel that outlet needs to be telling you about how they feel. So I feel like within the next 2 weeks or so, there's going to be a lot of confessions in their own little way about how much they care for and how much they appreciate you. Now, what's happening in their life that might be influencing their perception of you right now? I remember their perception of you right now is that, you're so balanced, you're so kind, you're this breath of fresh air. You have this air of innocence in this world that seems kind of tenuous or on tender hooks right now. What's happening in their life that might be influencing these energies? This is the Amira Love Oracle. What's happening in their life? In the extended, we'll use the same format for the karmic energy. We have a beauty queen. Okay, so someone who may like attention or someone who may need a lot of validation. We also have dating here. So maybe they could have been exploring their options, but again, they keep coming back to what may be happening or what may have happened in your connection. Oh, good God, what's that? You know, they feel like they may have fumbled you. Just a second. Like, and the cards all landed in my lap. So maybe, you know, spirit brought you to this person, like landed you in this person's lap, and they basically fumbled you. What's happening in their life? We have short term. Okay, so it looks like time is up on maybe another relationship because there's a broken heart here. Or, you know what this reminds me of? I don't know if you've seen like those friendship lockets, you know, those best friend lockets, friends forever lockets, where one half will have, you know, friend, and then the next half will have forever or something like that. It could be that a relationship, and it could be either romantic or platonic relationship, a long-term relationship may have come to some sort of premature end. Okay, and whatever it is, it looks like it came as a surprise to a person. But what spirit is letting you know is like time was up. This was meant to happen when it did. Okay, so it's the end of a relationship that was very important to a person, and it's really given them basically a reality check. What's happening? All right, it looks like there's been some developments at work as well. Maybe your person may have gotten a promotion, or some more responsibility at work, or work has been hectic, something like that. We're going to pull cards on all of these. And this person has green eyes. Maybe there's some sort of evil eye or some sort of backstabbing people at work. We have what's happening, freedom, and I think your person is yearning to maybe escape all of these things. What else is happening? And then we have some money coming through. Okay, let's clarify and see what's going on. What's happening that's influencing your person's thoughts and feelings about you at this time? We have here the Six of Cups. Okay, so there's a relationship that they may have had since childhood that has recently come to an end. So it could be a best friend. Okay, and this has really thrown your person for a loop because, you know, if it's one person they may have thought they would spend their whole life being friends with, might have been this person. Okay, this could be also be some tension with some family members, but I think it's a childhood friend. They've recently come to some sort of argument with this person, and for the moment it looks like this relationship is over. Let me get another card. We have Nine of Cups in reverse, but Spirit saying this relationship has always been toxic. It's just that your person is finally in a place where they are more open to the reality of how toxic it is. But it's always been toxic, and this person has never really been your person's friend. If it's a love relationship, Spirit saying it's always been codependent, and this person has never really been a proper partner to your person. What's happening at work? We have Four of Cups in reverse. Maybe your person's position at work is also under threat. Look, there's drama at work too. So there's drama happening in your person's personal life. There's drama happening at work. It looks like people might be conspiring against your person, trying to make them take some kind of fall, or put the fault or blame on your person. And then when it comes to money now, right? When it comes to money now, it looks like they may be looking at some sort of settlement. There's some money that's coming in to their hands after some sort of massive upheaval. So for some of you guys, your person might be getting some sort of settlement, and that settlement, they want to use that settlement to basically get out of jail. I mean, some of them might be in jail, might be able to post bail or whatever. But for some of them, there is either a job or relationship that has been burdensome, and they're seeing this new financial windfall as a way of extricating themselves from it. That's what I get here. Your person's tired. They're just fed up. They're just fed up. There's drama at work. There's drama in their personal life. And suddenly there's this windfall of money. Your person just thinking of charge. They're under pressure. All right. In the extended, what we're going to do, we're going to use the same format for the third party or karmic relationship. And then we're going to look at what's going to be a person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. If you're not able to join me, can I ask you to please like the video, put a comment down below. You can put a full stop, you can put an emoji, you can dislike the video even. That also helps. But subscribing really, really helps me. And shout out to those who support me via Patreon and those that buy personal readings, private links. It all helps. All right, what is this? We have solitude. Solitude. I think your person was in solitude. I don't get that they're there any longer. And what they were trying to do there is figure out their true north. Figure out the direction that they needed to head in. What's the message for you? It says here, fire energy. It says passion. But you know, fire is about taking action. So Spirit is saying, if you are wondering, what is your next move? All you have to ask yourself is, what am I passionate about in this life? What am I passionate about? What would I get into an argument about? What would I pick it for, right? What really burns as a desire in my heart? And Spirit saying, once you identify that, you're going to know exactly what you need to do next. Let me read what they have here, but I think that is a message. Fire, passion. Cast aside your fear of the flame and bring more warmth to your inner world. Fire spirits are the natural drivers behind attraction, lust, and desire. When you respect the spirits of fire and the flames they create, they protect you, your loved ones, and your possessions. Working with fire energy in an etheric sense is a great healing. As you invite fire into your life, imagine it raging through every part of your body, purging you of all negative influences. As the flames lick away old hurts, those wounds are replaced by a sacred glow. Acquaint yourself with fire by visiting a hot climate, walking barefoot on hot coals at a supervised fire walk. Immersing yourself in the heat of a sweat lodge or gazing at the flames of a candle. Well, that one sounds safer. Your Kundalini is ready to be awakened. The motivating force of fire will reignite your passion and find your inner flame so you can claim your power and walk in your true light with might, vitality, and vigor. And then it says, fire revealed. Prometheus stole fire from the gods on Mount Olympus and gave it to mankind to ensure their survival. Right. A fear of fire or a fear of passion or a fear of your own desire and passion stems from a past life. A cold approach is attracting obstacles Offer warmth to others to brighten your inner world. A renewed passion invokes the love you've been waiting for. The element of fire holds the strength you require. And then there's a little incantation we can say, and you can do it now if you like. And the instructions aren't here, but my guides are showing me. If you can place both hands just over your sacral chakra whilst I do this, and you can say, yes, please, to this healing, or whatever you feel like saying. And it says this: call upon the spirit of fire, which is what we're going to do now. Invoke new courage and all you desire. My force will ravage fears and plight. Ignite the flame of passion tonight. And so you can say, I call upon the spirit of fire, invoke new courage and all I desire. My force will ravish fears and plight. Ignite the flame of passion tonight. Okay? So guys, that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. If you're able, join me next. And if not, thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.